Meet Time Doctor, the latest in productivity and time tracking software. With Time Doctor, you can easily track the workday activities of all your employees. It's the perfect time tracking tool for remote and hybrid teams. Gain visibility into productivity, identify performance metrics to increase accountability, and reward top performers. From management to your outsourced teams and employees working across the globe, Time Doctor will uncover how your teams spend their time. Get real-time workday insights and scale faster for all companies from mid-size to enterprise level. Simply use Time Doctor's core features, like our dashboards or our attendance tracking and our detailed analytic reports. Even track website and app usage. And what makes Time Doctor really special is that it easily integrates with over 60 other applications, letting you track all activity from one centralized place. Plus, it gives employees total control over what is being tracked with the press of a button. Go to timedoctor.com today and get started for free. Time Doctor, better by the second.
In this video, we will be going over the work schedule feature and attendance reporting in Time Doctor. To start using these features, you must activate them via the company settings page found on the top navigation under the Settings drop-down menu. Under Configuration, find the option that says Work Schedules feature and set it to active. When you do this, a few new options will become available. Just below, you will have a new permission called Allow Managers to Set Up Work Schedules. If this is deactivated, only admins and owners will be permitted to set up the work schedules. Also, once you have activated the Work Schedules feature, you will have two new menu options accessible. The first is the Work Schedules found in the Settings drop-down menu. The next is a new report called Attendance. When you first visit these pages, they will appear blank. The attendance report will only have values once you have set up a work schedule. To set up a work schedule, you will first export a CSV file for users and dates that you would like to schedule. Select the orange Import/Export button on the top left corner of the page. You will see a new pop-up that allows you to export and import CSV. To export, select your time zone preference and then select a date range, marking the starting and ending point on the calendar. Then select the Export button. Once you have your CSV, which can be opened in a variety of database software, you can begin to schedule for your user selection. The first 4 columns contain information that is generated for the CSV, with the 4th column being the unique identifier that Time Doctor will use to assign values. It is important that you do not adjust these 4 columns when working on your CSV, as these are needed to import into Time Doctor. To the right of these columns, you will see columns dedicated to the date range that you selected. You are not bound by this date range. You can remove dates by deleting or add dates by adding another column. To set up a schedule or shift for your employees, you add values to the corresponding cells. These must follow a particular convention. You will use 4 digits for the start time, followed by a hyphen, and 4 digits for the end time. Time is measured using a 24-hour system. So, for example, if you wanted to have someone work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., this is how you would write it. 0900 hyphen 1700. If you would like to have someone work a minimum number of hours, you may do so by adding another hyphen followed by the minimum hours you expect them to work. So in this case, if we want a minimum of 7 hours in this 8-hour time span, we would add a hyphen 7:00. Or, if you expected them to work a minimum of 7 hours and 15 minutes, you would type 7:15. You may also have shifts that overlap from one day to another. If you enter a value that goes from a time, say 1 p.m. or 1300, to an earlier time, 9 a.m. or 0900, Time Doctor will assume that you are scheduling from 1 p.m. to 9 a.m. the following day. It is also possible to have multiple shifts in one day. To record this, you simply add a semicolon and then enter a new shift. So for example, if we wanted to have someone work from 7 a.m. to noon, and then also work from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., we can do that. You can have as many shifts as you want within a day as long as these shifts do not overlap one another for that person on that date. After you're done entering in your schedule and have saved your work, you may proceed to upload it back into Time Doctor. Just to the right of the export option is the import option. Simply select the CSV file you wish to import, hit Open, then Import. You will now have a populated schedule for the date range that your CSV addressed. Each green box indicates a shift arranged much like your spreadsheet. If a shift had a minimum required work time, you will see this indicated beneath the shift time frame. If the shift overlapped one day to the next, a moon icon will appear in the upper corner of the cell. If you then go to your attendance report found in the Reports drop-down menu, you will see data populating the page. If you do not see this, double-check the selected date range, and also make sure you have refreshed the page. This report has several columns that communicate different information about a person's schedule. From left to right, you will see the name, status, the start time, the actual start time, the shift length, the expected hours, and the actual hours worked. On this report, it is also possible to select a date range, choosing from a day, a week, a month, or a custom date range. This is selected in the upper right corner of the report. Reviewing the columns, the status indicates whether a user was on time, worked the minimum number of hours, or was absent. If a user didn't meet the minimum number of hours, such as with our 7-hour and 15-minute minimum, they would be marked as partially absent. If a user was more than 5 minutes late for a shift, they'll be marked with a yellow late indicator. And if a user did not record time, they'll be marked with an absent indicator. If a shift is underway, it will be indicated, and no final work time will be recorded. If you would like to make changes to the schedule, you may do so back on the Work Schedules page. There is an option to delete a shift by selecting the small trash can icon in the lower corner of the shift. For any additional changes, you will need to work in the CSV file. You can do this by either re-exporting your schedule to create a new CSV, or by editing the previously exported CSV and re-uploading it. Let's go back and make a few changes and then save the CSV and upload it again. This will overwrite the shifts that were in the system. Anytime you import a CSV work schedule, the users and dates that are in the file will overwrite the schedules for the same users and dates that are in Time Doctor. So if in this file, before uploading, you delete a handful of users, save, and then upload the file, it will not have any impact on the deleted users. It will only overwrite for those users still present on the CSV, the selected users, and the selected dates. Any changes you make to the schedule will transfer immediately to the report after you refresh the page. Changes that address previously completed shifts may retroactively alter the status of the user for that shift. And that's it. This has been an overview of the attendance report and work schedule feature. If you have additional need for support, please contact our support team at support2@timedoctor.com.